Hello everybody, Nick here, and today we're reviewing Mouthwashing. So prepare to descend into madness, cause this is a psychological horror game. There is nothing quite like this game. I would describe this as a non-chronological walking simulator. The game presents the story as puzzle pieces. As we learn more, everything starts to come together, and I found myself horrified at my previous actions. The narrative pairs a beautifully written story about a man drowning in his own selfishness with a kill or be killed setting. The game ends with style and a twisted self-redemption that will leave you pondering. In this game, you are not the hero. Despite all of this, the story suffers during gameplay mainly as a result of character switching, among other things. I would have preferred if more details were fleshed out instead of being left up to interpretation. The story should have been delivered in a way that allows the player to spend less time thinking and more time actually enjoying their experience. But this is also an extremely debatable topic, and your opinion should vary. In total, I present the story category for Mouthwashing a 9. The game immediately pulls you in with a foreboding and brilliant main menu theme. No other game could get away with stuffing an imitation of crying babies into their songs. This energy soon dies down as the game begins.
Okay, we're in hell. Yeah, we're in hell.
In this game, an adaptive ambiance is successfully used to enhance the emotions of the player. As always, a good soundtrack is one you don't notice, and I never noticed the ambiance, nor did a single sound effect seem out of place to me. Additionally, there was music placed within the context of the story, such as on a radio. This was used as a tool to support the visuals in an unobtrusive way. Speaking of visuals, you've probably noticed the age graphics. Mouthwashing seems to base its style off the early console era, which I personally find appealing. The interior of the ship is able to relay the claustrophobic feeling that the characters might be experiencing, and I also incredibly respect the usage of simulated data moshing to transfer you through time in the story. If you know anything about that, it can be pretty difficult to get right. Despite all this, the game has some flaws in this category. During my gameplay, I noticed the characters do not have the ability to walk. Instead, they teleport like weeping angels, which is understandable for an indie game, but this makes it feel more like a graphic novel, which is not the goal of the game. At the same time, we do not have the ability to enter the crew quarters. This seems like a large detail to leave out. The most obvious issue with the game is the lack of voice acting. I find this as a major negative, and it is especially apparent when playing the game yourself, as it leads to a lack of immersion. And these are the reasons why I choose to present the atmosphere category for Mouthwashing on 8. Now, let's talk about mechanics. Mouthwashing is packed with small interactables. This poly statue evolves as the story progresses.
Another day in paradise! Yay!
And the game even has a few secrets that might warrant a second playthrough. Unfortunately, I believe the gameplay mechanics are the game's weakest points. I found the puzzles in the game to be very unintuitive. In the meat blob scene, is what I'm going to call it, I would have preferred some more sensory clues. In my opinion, there really seems to be a lack of direction in some parts of the game. It's a bore to walk around the ship searching for an objective. In the horse maze, I found it hard to make any progress at all. I still don't have a clue how I made it out of there. And I am really disappointed with the state of the monsters in the game. The polycenipede was very underwhelming. Honestly, it was hard for me to be scared. Overall, I found it hard to stay immersed in the world of Mouthwashing, but your experience might be different. Thankfully, the latest patch addresses some of my gameplay mechanics concerns, such as improving the horse maze. Because of these reasons, I have decided to rate the mechanics category a 6. Well, that's Mouthwashing. Currently, the game has a well-deserved, overwhelmingly positive score on Steam. Personally, I enjoyed my experience playing the game. For its release price of $13, I'd say it was well worth my money. But hey, I'm just some guy on the internet, and there's only one way to know if you'd like it. Your opinion matters more than mine. So, I'll see you guys in the next review.